What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me today. If you know me, you know I hate the cold. One of the worst things with cold weather is chapped lips. Keep those lips moist with some handmade lip gloss by my friend Myra. She makes all of her own lip gloss with oil and coconut oil. They aren't sticky, they're hydrating as hell, and they come very lightweight. They're also great for kids. I bought some for my niece for her 5th birthday, and she loves them. Visit lovelyglossbymyra.bigcartel.com to stock up on many amazing lip gloss choices. She has even been kind enough to give all of my listeners a promo code. Use the code LOSERS at checkout for 15% off everything in the store. That's LOUSERS. Help support a local business and make some dreams come true. All right. Today I'm here with a very good friend of mine, Mr. Conor Wilson.
What's going on, bud? How you doing?
Oh, I'm good. How are you doing?
It is cool. I'm really excited. I got to be honest with you. I was kind of nervous leaving the house. So, first podcast I've ever been on.
Yeah, it's pretty nerve wracking, but once you get into the groove, you'll be all right.
You got a couple under your belt now, so you kind of getting a groove into it.
Yeah. This is the 3rd episode.
It's an honor.
Yeah, I'm so glad you're here. After like I wouldn't even say high school. For a while, we just kind of grew apart. We were friendly when we were little kids, but once, like we said it earlier, it was like 5th grade. We split into different schools, and then eventually you just stop seeing each other. It's not like we had any ill will towards each other, but just never really crossed paths. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that happens a lot with different friendships in life. For us, in particular, our friendship kind of was like an orbital thing where we would pass every once in a while. And this microphone, this headphones.
You're good.
So we would pass, and then we'd hang out like nonstop for a couple months, and then life pulled us in different ways, and then 2 or 3 years go by, and then we're back at it hanging out. And I feel like just recently we've started that loop again.
Yeah. No surprise. I was really taken back when I found out that Colby had died, and I was telling you about that. And when that had happened, I realized that I really should be reaching out more. I was just kind of one of those guys that was, if somebody wants to hang out with me, they'll call me. And
Absolutely, yeah.
You can't live your whole life like that. It's nice to think about sometimes, but really, if you want to see somebody, you got to reach out to them just the same.
That's true, and that's what got us back together. You reached out and wanted to talk. I believe that was probably the reasoning behind it, like you said. And I was really happy you did. Recently, a buddy of mine named Marcus, we went out golfing, and he told me that, like, we need to hang out more. I was like, yeah, why didn't you text me? He goes, phones work both ways, asshole. And I was like, yeah, you're absolutely right.
Yeah, you got you there.
I mean, it's true. You grow apart, and it's just, maybe it's a pride thing, I don't know, but it does get in the way of, like, I'm really happy to be hanging out again.
Yeah, you just, at a point, you don't even think about it anymore. You just live your life day by day. I'm sure there's been plenty of days where I never popped into your head, and there's been plenty of days where you never popped into my head. But when I would think back, I really wanted to get a hold of you. And the thing that blew my mind was I had texted you and Brago at the same time. I was like, we got to all hang out. And you're like, oh, what about, I think you said Thursday or Friday. And Brago's like, no, I can't do that. All right, I can't do Thursday, but I might be able to do Friday. And I was like, all right, so Friday? And then he never responded, and then we just never ended up going. And then I had something that Saturday, the day after we were supposed to go out, and my mom was like, yeah, Connor's getting married today. I was like, what the hell? He fucking wanted to go get dinner last night, and here he is getting married today.
Yeah, man, I was really excited to see you. I was hoping that would take away, like, just give me a moment of not being nervous as hell, because the day of the wedding and a couple days leading up, I was sweating bullets the entire time.
Yeah.
Just because how awkward I am as a person, which hopefully doesn't come across during this podcast.
You'll be all right.
But it was really, I was happy you reached out, and You, me, and Rego spent a lot of time together, and of course, he didn't respond to a text, which is his usual
Yeah.
what he does.
Yeah.
But
And then it's, well, come hang out with me now.
exactly, and it just don't work like that, especially when you have a wonderful family and you got a new house and stuff.
Well, I wanted to talk to you. I'm so happy for you getting married and everything.
Thank you. Likewise, bud.
You've been with Haley how long now?
6 years.
Yeah, it's been a fucking long time.
Yeah, right before I turned 21. I was being a real jerk for a while, and I think she kind of pulled me away from that. And it's really cool, like growing up with one person and spending like all my time with her, so I don't have to like worry about really anything anymore. Like this is a friendship podcast, and I'm not ashamed to say it. She's definitely my best friend,
Oh, absolutely.
just like I'm sure Hannah is with you,
Absolutely.
and now Henry.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
but it was I'm a really lucky guy, especially to have the friends I have and my wife.
I've met Haley a few times, but I've never really talked to her. How did you guys meet?
So we met at Eastern. We actually met at her friend's birthday party. That was kind of like it was an interesting night, but I introduced myself and then we didn't talk for months. Then we came across each other and then, you know, you're hanging out, you're doing different stuff at school when we both went to Eastern. And then she was getting good grades. I wasn't. So then that was like, came back and forth, back and forth. We ended up dating and we didn't know anything about each other. We just were like, enjoyed hanging out with each other and we just kept doing it. Now it's 6 years. And
Time flies, right?
I know, right? It's crazy. Weeks turn to months and months turn to years. And you look up and you go, holy shit, I'm an old man now.
Yeah.
And I got old responsibilities. Talking about garden hoses before we start off
Yeah,
here.
absolutely. I have a Flexzilla.
Yeah, you're talking trash about my X
Yeah, it's
hose.
because X hoses are trash.
You're trash.
Um, I wanted to talk about the wedding because I was just flabbergasted because you were always kind of I don't want to get married kind of guy. You were with Haley forever, and you were even then just like, that's not for me. Family's not for me. Marriage isn't for me. What I mean, obviously she's the one that turned you around, but
Yeah. So last time we were hanging out was probably like 6 years ago, 7 years ago. And that was right before I had met her. And I was saying all those things. And then, just like you look up and you're doing stuff and you're like, I don't really, this doesn't, I'm not fulfilled.
yeah.
And then you spend some time with somebody you really care about and then you start learning about it. And then she turns me into a better person. I like to think I kind of helped broaden her horizons. Like, she's trying to make me eat better because notoriously I'm a super picky eater, and I got her into gambling. So I don't know if it's likewise, but it is. We are trying new things together.
Yeah,
So
well,
it's cool to have somebody that challenges you.
absolutely. My wife challenges me every day.
Exactly. Like you made incredible progress since we were last hanging out. I don't even know how much weight you dropped. You're in shape. You got-
About 60 pounds or so.
that's insane.
It's not enough. It's never enough.
That's plenty. Like I remember when we were hanging out and you were always talking about just be like, ugh. Like you see a mirror and just go, ugh. Now I can feel like you definitely got a lot more confidence.
I do.
And it takes a lot of confidence to do this. This is impressive.
Yeah, I love doing this though. This is something I would have been able to do this if I was 900 pounds.
Well, you're never 900 pounds.
Uh,
But you were definitely more of a Jack Black type
yeah.
than anything else.
No, I'm like Jonah Hill.
Skinny Jonah Hill.
Yeah.
Not Moneyball Jonah Hill.
I'm like, I always feel like people are heading towards their dream body of being like The Rock. They're like, oh, I want to look like The Rock. Meanwhile, I'm just like, I would love to look like Adam Sandler without a shirt. I would love, like, if I could be Adam Sandler, perfect body for me right now.
Just kind of not mushy, but definitely dad bod kind of thing.
Yeah. I mean, obviously, I'd want to be better than that, but if I could get to there, that would be a good starting point. Absolutely.
I feel you. I feel like if I just cut out some Miller High Lifes, then I'd be kind of close, but they're not going away.
It's the champagne of beers, right? Yeah.
And I'm a fancy boy.
There you go.
No, that's just that's never going away.
Well, I still want to talk about the wedding.
Corona wedding.
Yeah. How was that?
It was tough. A lot of like late nights talking about planning, and like we had to uninvite a ton of people, especially
Yeah.
like family.
Yeah.
Some people weren't comfortable doing it. I mean, you don't really blame them because everyone's kind of worried right now.
Absolutely understandable.
But it was a really good time. The reception hall was really nice and they were helpful. But we just roll with the punches, and it was actually way better than we thought it was. We went to a wedding prior for her cousin, and it was out in a parking lot out behind the reception area, and they did a beautiful job with it. And I went up to his dad, and I was like, "You guys gave us a lot of hope to be able to do like an actual cool wedding, and
Yeah.
we had a lot of fun. Unfortunately, we couldn't invite all the people we'd want to invite, but
I saw a few pictures from Anita on Snapchat. It looked really nice.
yeah, we did I mean, it's all kind of Haley and our moms, Sheila and Patty. They worked their ass off.
Yeah.
I tried to help where I could, but I think most of my job was just like reinforcement. Like, hey, everything's going great.
Yeah,
I'll just hang back here.
I'm just gonna show up.
Exactly. As long as I was there and I didn't screw up the words, which was close.
When I got married, my only job was the music. And so I made a big playlist of all the music,
Mhm.
and then we met with the DJ, and he said, you could pick like 3, 4 of those songs. I'll play them for you, but I kind of know what I'm doing. Okay.
All right. Thank you very much.
So that was my whole job.
And then
pretty
just kind
much.
of got pulled from you.
Yeah, that was fine with me. I didn't care.
Was it stressful for you guys too? It's got to be tough. I mean, I feel like it's tough on every relationship.
Hannah is a very stressed person. I'm very easygoing, relaxed kind of guy. So I knew that no matter what, the day was gonna come. We were gonna get married, and it was gonna be fine. If I wanted to be stressed out, it would have been worse on me. But that was the best day of my whole life. I loved the day of my wedding.
Sure. Now a lot of people say that it goes by in a blur. Did you feel that way, or do you remember pretty much everything?
It did go by. I remember it pretty well, but it did go by pretty quickly, I'd say.
Sure. Well, it's a lot of buildup for not too much amount of time.
Yeah, it was just, it was cool. It was like one day just for me and Hannah. And I just had a blasty blast, just taking fun pictures, just,
Well, from pictures I've seen and from what you've told me and people I've talked to, I feel like a lot of people had a blast at your wedding. In particular, Grego, like we talked about earlier.
Yeah, it was so fun. Yeah, Rego was messed up at the wedding. What was your first dance song?
We did "Better Together" by Luke Combs because
'Cause you're a Luke Combs guy.
I am a Luke Combs guy. Speaking of body types that I want, that's one for sure.
Yeah.
No, but it was super cheesy, but it was super nice.
Hey man, nothing wrong with that.
How about you guys?
Our first dance was "Free" by the Zac Brown Band,
Song.
because that's my favorite band, and she knows that, and that's just that's always been one of our songs. That was our first dance.
It's a really nice song, and you've always been a Zac Brown fan.
Oh, he's
fan.
we'll talk about Zac Brown a little bit later,
Got it.
but he's one of my favorites. Absolutely. Did you dance with your mom?
Yes, we did a Van Morrison song. Of course, my mom is a very exaggerated person, so it was a lot of like big dance moves and stuff that I didn't feel comfortable with, but we rolled with it.
My mom and I danced to "Why Don't You Just Dance" by Josh Turner.
Nice. We had a lot of country music at our wedding.
Yeah, we played a lot of everything at our wedding. That was it was so much fun. And the DJ kept giving me the microphone because I'm just a natural entertainer.
Obviously, with this
and
podcast.
we just went whole hog. Save a Horse Ride a Cowboy was hilarious. The DJ said he needs the most fun, silly person at the wedding. And of course that was me. So I went up and got that. And we started a conga line.
How big was it? Was it everybody?
Bro, you've been to the community building.
Yeah.
We were in the entire auditorium, outside in the little
Lounge area?
I don't even know what to call it.
Over by the fire
patio.
Oh, okay. Out
we
there.
were out
Yeah.
in the patio.
Yeah.
We came back into like the lounge area with the fireplace.
Mhm.
Went up the stairs, back around, and it was every single person, it felt like, was in this. Like, if it was a game of Snake, we would have lost immediately because
That's
we were
great.
running into each other. It was so fun.
That's awesome.
But one of my favorite moments from my wedding was Bohemian Rhapsody.
Oh yeah.
That is like my jam. I feel
Mhm.
like that is not a wedding song, and it should be, because everybody loves Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yeah.
And me and my friends, we've always gotten into like a big group and just mama and just go hog ass crazy. And it was so much better with so many more people,
Sure.
because I'm so used to just like the five of us just swaying with one of our moms.
Yeah, your core group of guys have always just jammed that song every chance you can.
Yeah, it's the best song ever.
I mean,
But we went whole hog on that one.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
surprised you guys didn't blow out some windows at the park.
Oh, we tried.
That's pretty cool, though. You guys get married at the place where we grew up at since we were toddlers. Spent the majority of our summers there.
Yeah.
That's kind of like a cool full circle thing.
Yeah, the deal was we got married in the church that she grew up in. I was never a religious guy anyway. It didn't matter to me where that was.
Sure.
So we got married in the church down the street from her mom's house.
Mhm.
And that was nice. And we had the pastor that we had known forever, and she did a wonderful job. And then we had everyone meet up at the park district right away, because if you send people home, they're not coming back.
Yeah. People get kind of comfy and then
Yeah.
yeah. You got to keep the energy up.
And so they all went back to the park district, and Kathy Taloff had made sangria.
Oh boy.
Kathy McMullen had made appetizers, and I'm definitely forgetting people, and I'm sorry, but a bunch of people made a bunch of stuff. So everybody went over to the park district, and
Mhm.
that's where people were getting messed up before we even got back, because we went.
Well, that sangria is fantastic. You really can't blame people on that.
I've never tried it, but
I know.
I'm sure it is good. We went over to the Swanson Center to take pictures. We put the date up on the scoreboard.
Nice.
So the one team had 6 and the other team had 9, because it was a low scoring game,
Like all of our pickup games.
Yeah. So, and then the time up there was 20 minutes, 18 seconds.
That's very cool.
So, and what they don't tell you is with the LEDs, you take a picture and only half of them show up. So you have
Really?
to stand there forever and just take 1,000 pictures until one of them has all of the lights illuminated, because an LED is just constant flashing lights.
Sure.
And so in a picture, they could be off, they could be on. Some of them are on, some of them are off. It was hilarious.
Now, do you like getting your picture taken? Because I hate it.
Well, as a big ugly man, I am not a fan of pictures, but on that day, I felt like it was my day.
I'm gonna shine, damn it.
In the morning, my haircut lady came over, Matilda, and she cleaned me up real nice, got my beard looking real good, and I felt like that was the best I was gonna look.
So take advantage of it and take a shitload of pictures.
Yeah, we took a ton of pictures. And
That's what we did. I really did not like it at all, but I figured, I was like, all right, she's gonna really want these pictures, so I just try to do the best smile I can without looking like a goob and
yeah,
roll with it.
and it's nice to look back at your pictures. I have tons of pictures that I look at now, and just they make me so happy. My favorite picture from the wedding was like the getting ready portion.
Mm-hmm.
We were in like the downstairs of the church where I had never even been, but we were in this little almost classroom. Oh, excuse me. Getting ready. It was me, Brett, Richard, Bobby, Anthony, Matthew, Tom, Nathaniel, and Zach. So my brothers, my 2 best friends,
Sure.
and my brother-in-laws and my father-in-law. And the photographer come in, and she's like, "Oh, I want to take some pictures." And our photographer, she still takes our pictures. We're going Sunday to get pictures from her.
Nice.
And she was taking pictures of us and doing this and that. And she had Richard. I'll show you the picture when we're done. I just tapped the microphone. I'm sorry. she had Richard doing something, fixing my suit lapel or something, and in the picture, I go to give him a kiss, and so we're like so close, just giving each other a kiss, and I think it's in black and white too. It's just so funny.
Adorable.
It's one of my favorite pictures that there is.
That's
Or
awesome.
or there was the pictures on the stairs afterwards
Sure.
where it's me and my brothers, and I'm holding Anthony up like the bride, and Anthony, and Bobby are hanging out. Or there's one with me and Brett and Richard. All I wanted to get a picture like that, but as you know from taking pictures with me in the past, I don't take serious pictures. I'll take some serious pictures,
I don't think I've ever seen a serious picture
but
of
you
you
know I'm going to take some funny ass pictures.
all the time.
So it's like, all right, serious, and then you do your pose or whatever, and then I'm like, all right, we got to get some funny ones, right? And they're like, oh, okay, come on, and everyone's just going nuts in the funny pictures.
Well, that's a good crew to have good, like, funny pictures with.
Yeah. Well, you were part of the most legendary picture of all time, our Cleveland Indians, Bedford Park Indians team picture.
That should be framed somewhere in the park. I have a firm belief in that.
Yeah, if the team was better, they probably would have.
Yeah, we were two of the. My bad. We were definitely two of, like, on all the teams we shared together growing up. We were probably on the lower half, you and I, but I think we always had a good time.
Yeah, I liked baseball simply for the team.
Sure.
Like that was where I can go hang out with my friends that I don't really see very often.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom would ask me every year if I wanted to play, and I would tell her every year no, and then she would sign me up anyway.
God bless her. That's a fantastic thing, though. Like, I was happy you were part of those teams.
I loved when we were old enough to be driving, which I certainly shouldn't have been playing baseball then. But we had a game on July 11th.
Yeah,
And you took
Slurpee Day.
You took us all over the damn world.
I think we
to get
hit what, like
Slurpees.
at least a dozen
I
7-Elevens.
think we got like 8 or 9 7-Elevens that day.
We really didn't have anything to do
when
we were growing up, did we?
I guess not. At least we were staying out of trouble.
That's true. I mean, Slurpees could have been something else, and that could have been real bad. But we always at least had fun doing nothing. Like, some of the best times growing up around here, we're hanging out in your backyard, bonfires and stuff, just
We've had
finding shit to throw in a bonfire.
Oh, don't even get me started. We've had so many bonfires.
Well, we coerced you into doing a lot of those. I kind of felt bad now that looking back on it. Like, oh man, he really wasn't fucking with a bonfire that night, but we made him.
Rago would ask me every night to have a bonfire, and he would come over and he'd play 2K in the house all night. Why am I having a fire for you to play 2K? And I would have up to 25 people at the house.
Yeah.
People used to come to my house that I didn't even know.
Yeah.
Like I made friends at bonfires at my house. How do you even explain that?
Hey, thanks for coming by, man. It's real nice to meet you.
Yeah. Whose house is this?
That guy. Oh, hey, what's going on?
Hi, do you want to be my friend? No.
Well, that coupled with the pool, you're definitely, yours was like, your house was a summer hangout area.
Absolutely. My mom hated it.
Yeah.
Well, everything gets broken, and it was mostly boys. And then if there was girls, she really hated it because what the hell are these girls doing with all these boys?
Yeah, and it was like an odd number. It was like 22. Yeah, it was like 22 guys and like maybe like, I don't know, tops 3 girls.
Yeah, 3, 4, 5 girls. And, we were all drooling over them, and they were all drooling over Rago.
Hey, meet my friend Conor or Louie. Oh, real nice. Hey, Anthony, so what are you doing later?
Yeah, hey, Rago, you want to... Hey. Yeah, we'll see if he even listens to the damn podcast.
Probably not. We can say whatever we want.
Yeah.
He's not that good of a bowler. You want to throw some other backhanded compliments
God,
on him?
he's a phenomenal bowler. Shit. No, he's a shithead.
Definitely can't do a layup.
Yeah.
Other face, false stuff.
He's got no left hand.
Nope, none. The worst 2K player of all time.
Oh, man.
We're just kidding, though.
Yeah, of course. I wanted to ask, this being a friendship podcast, I've been asking everybody, who is your best friend?
So since I've been a lifelong listener now for 2 podcast episodes, I've been thinking about it, and I was curious, like what I would think of. Definitely like the cheesy answers, like my wife Haley and my
Hmm.
dad and my mom. Obviously, like those are the core three. We spend time with those people more than anything. Um, but there's like a couple guys like this kid Eric Sloan I've known since my first day of freshman year of high school, and we spent pretty much like every day together, and then into college, and we still hang out. You really just find out, like we said, people grow up and grow apart and stuff like that, and the people that keep showing up and the people that like stay close, and if you need them at a drop of a hat, those are really like your real best friends. And then definitely when you get more mature, you start to realize that.
Yeah.
Like with you guys, like Richard and Brett, I've never seen you without those guys, and that's like a fantastic thing.
Yeah, Richard asked me to come over tonight, but I told him I had prior engagements.
I'm happy I could come over and do this, man. This is really cool.
It-
This is really like you've always had more of like the entertainer theatrical part of your like personality, and I think this is a perfect way to get that off. It's really cool to see.
Yeah, I've been thinking about this forever and ever, and I finally was getting ready to start it, and then the coronavirus hit. It was a whole thing.
Yeah, but now we're rolling. This is cool.
Yeah, and I'm having a good time, and I'm glad I can get you here before you leave me.
Go ahead, from Texas.
Yeah, you fuck.
Hopefully by the spring.
Well, another thing that I wanted to talk to you about, which can be a little sad, but I don't plan for it to be sad, is one thing that always made us laugh and kept us together as friends is we were both working at the park district at the same time, and
Yep.
we loved to mess with Tom.
Mhm.
Me, you, and Rago.
Yep.
We would just mess with Tom all the time. Rest in peace.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely missed long, hot summer days of making him probably the angriest he's ever been at some points.
Would you put the shovel in the dirt, you peckerhead?
Which 2 tiles? Those 2 tiles, you jagbag.
he would get so mad at us. And then
Yeah.
he would just keep asking us to come back, or he would,
Absolutely.
He loved us too, though.
It's true, and he taught us a lot of like lifelong lessons at kind of like a really impressionable age, and I think that was definitely some of the most like my fondest memories of like summertime, like growing up. Those summers with like us three, and then messing with Tom because we all worked together.
Yeah.
Well, you and I worked. Rago kind of just fucked off all day.
Yeah, put the shovel in the dirt, you jagbag.
Exactly. We were working in the ball fields and stuff. That was those were some good times.
We can tell a few stories. When it comes to Rago, one of my favorite was when we were in the back field by the train, and we had the big piles of just dirt, and for some reason we were going through the pile. I don't exactly remember what we were doing.
It was supposed to be just like regular dirt, but it was full of rocks and tree stumps and stuff.
And Rago kept picking up big rocks, and he would say, "Hey Tom, I found your jump shot, brick!" And he did it like 10 times in a row, and we kept telling Tom, we need the Bobcat, get the Bobcat,
Bobcat.
we need the Bobcat.
And there's no way he would ever let us drive that thing.
And he refused. It was
Never a chance. And he was definitely a guy that took pride in like his basketball abilities and like, oh yeah, I was like
You gotta work your
all
left
state
hand.
D1 and stuff. And I don't think I've ever seen him be as red. And now he was always red because he was like the tannest human being of all time.
That olive skin.
Exactly, and the cut off T-shirts every summer, all day.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were some good ones. Definitely asking for time and a half or double time.
Yeah, before we started, we were going over that story. We were in the sides there pulling weeds all day, pulling weeds. All we ever did was pull weeds, and I remember it was a Saturday or a Sunday. It was no particular reason, but we were like, "Tom, can we have double time?" He's like, "No, time and a half, no." I was like,
Get an extra long break?
"No, like can we go get a Gatorade?" Yeah, I'll open the door for you to get a Gatorade. Go ahead, take as many as you want.
That's all we ever wanted. I mean, we weren't getting double time.
Yeah, whatever. We were just pulling weeds. What the hell did we care? And then one more quick story about Tom that just lights me up was we stole his hat. Do you remember when?
Oh my
when
god!
we-
And put it on top of the tractor.
We put it on top.
Oh, he drove around all day just screaming, "Where's my
He was so mad, and he came back. Where did you jagbags put my fucking hat?
Just huffing and puffing and
Tom,
red.
it's pretty much on top of your head right now. He reached, oh my fucking god! I'm gonna kill you, fucking peckerheads.
Just drove away all huffing, mad, and
I will.
yelling at us for the next week.
I'm never getting you guys together again. You guys can't work together.
No, you got to go over to the gardens, pull weeds. You got to go over there. He tried to separate us for like what? I don't know, 2 days maybe.
Yeah. You got the ditch. You're cutting the ditch.
That ditch was a son of a bitch, so that sucked.
But being with Tom, I don't want to say because it sounds like I'm talking shit. But being with Tom, he held us to a higher, what's the word I'm looking for?
Standard?
Yeah, to a higher standard. So now when I'm walking around and like I'll see the ditch and it's not cut, and I'm just like, I had to do this all the time. How is this not cut? Or I don't know if you remember going out into the ball fields with like a spade and making a new line and taking the rake and raking the hell out of it and just having perfect ball fields.
Yeah.
And now I look at them and, there's a few weeds and I'm just like, oh, we were never allowed to have weeds.
Now, like, that he was definitely a perfectionist, and that really helped, like, moving forward. You're like, oh, no, like, I can't half-ass this.
Yeah.
I remember I did a piss-poor job pulling some weeds one time, and he came up to me, he's like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Why are you acting like this? He's like, just pull the weeds. Just pull the weeds. You don't, like, it's the easiest job in the world. Just sit there and pull the weeds, and then you're done, and you don't have to pull the weeds. And I was like, oh, yeah, you're kind of right. I'm just being an asshole right now.
Yeah. Yeah, it was great. I did want to talk to you about Tom.
No, I mean, I feel like we all definitely miss him. He was like a huge part of this neighborhood, especially like he came on like later, like we grew up, and it was just kind of like our parents and like the coaches and stuff. And then like all of a sudden we were teenagers, and it was like we all work at the park, and then there's Tom. And he was such a big part of our lives. It was definitely like a big part of growing up around here.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of kids have those like memories of him and stuff. He's definitely missed.
Yeah. And I had gone to his funeral.
Yeah.
And that was really sad.
That's a big regret of mine, not being able to be there for that.
This is just a bunch of noises. You can't go. It doesn't. I mean, it matters, but he would have understood.
Yeah,
But
I think he would have been like, no, stay at school. Not like
But
I'm going to class.
I remember we were at the funeral, and I don't want to speak ill will on anybody, so I don't want anybody to take anything the wrong way. But I remember everybody doing their speeches, and then you remember, I think his name was Flan. That fucking Flan. Do you remember? You remember
I
him
remember
talking?
yelling about that. I don't think I've ever met the guy.
That fucking Flan owes me $50 all the time. And then that fucking Flan went up there and he gave a speech, and it was so nice, talking about
$50.
no, talking about Tom and his chew tobacco, spit.
Oh God, he had the weirdest taste in music. He loved like weird songs.
Oh, he was in love with the Jennifer Nettles from Sugarland.
Yeah.
That's Sugarland. Let me tell you.
Now we had been out like to a bar, and Tim McGraw, like Real Good Man, would come on, and I don't think I've ever seen someone punch the top of the bar singing along as hard as he did for that. Like he felt like that embodied his life, and it was God, he was a hell of a guy.
Yeah, that was so fun. And then doing his funeral, we went from the funeral home and we drove around Bedford Park because, like you said, Bedford Park was such a big thing for him.
Yeah.
And all of the kids at the elementary school went out to the ball field, and they had his tractor, I guess, for a lack of a better word, his machine sitting there, and all the kids watching as we drove past, waving, saying goodbye.
That's really touching.
Yeah, it was really nice because, he would go out there after they'd get off of school or whatever, and he would take them to the park or whatever, and yeah.
Yeah, hell of a guy. Definitely one of a kind for sure.
Yeah, that's one of our tying pieces was Tom.
Exactly. And that was one of those times where we spent, oh God, every day Us three, like you, me, Rego, we spent every day
Yeah.
together. That was a great time.
Picking up one chair between the two of us at a time because you had to team lift them, and
Yeah, we didn't throw our back out. We don't want to
would
burn
get-
ourselves
he'd
out.
be carrying 4 at a time. He's like, "Are you serious? Are you serious?"
Trying to pick up 6 just to prove a point.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man, those were good times, man.
Oh goodness.
And now you moved over here and like 2 Gardens kids. Now you're in Bedford. How do you like it over here? Now you're part of the
Yeah.
part of the community.
As my mom calls it, I'm in the bubble.
It definitely is. There was like a clear divide, even though it's just like the ComEd property, but between like growing up in the Guards and growing up in Bedford,
Yeah.
it's a strange. It's not like a inferiority. That's not even a word. Superiority complex or something. But there was definitely a divide there. It was an interesting dynamic.
Yeah. I love it here. I always have. I pretty
Great place.
much grew up here anyway.
Mhm.
And I go to the gym all the time. Obviously not anymore with the coronavirus, but just go for walks and stuff like that. I'm glad that Henry gets to grow up over here. I have some of the best neighbors in the world. I have no bad things to say about my neighbors.
Yeah, man, you're a full suburban dad. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I'm 26-year-old papa.
At least you get to do it for a long time then, hopefully. You know?
Yeah.
You start at it early and you just keep rolling.
Yeah. I wouldn't trade it for anything.
Absolutely. You got your own little hedgehog running around for Halloween
Yeah,
and stuff.
He was a hedgehog. Next year, I hope he wants to be Batman
Why is that?
because I love Batman.
Are you going to be like part of the costume too?
If I have my way, I want to be Captain America, but I'm married, so I'm not going to have my way. So my other plan was have Henry be Batman, have Hannah be Robin, and I wanted to be Alfred.
Alfred with the beard.
I'd rather be Alfred than the Penguin.
Damn.
Those are pretty much my 2 options.
You could have your brother-in-law be like one of those weird George Clooney like villains, like Mr. Freeze or something.
Yeah, he doesn't dress up for Halloween.
I think you could convince him.
Probably not. I can't convince anybody anything anymore. I don't. I just give up too easily. Like, oh no, whatever.
Well, I definitely. His podcast was a lot of fun to listen to, talking shit about Rob Dyrdek. I'm kind of indifferent about Rob Dyrdek. I do hate Irish Spring, so we can go like with another thing we hate here.
Irish Spring was the first one with Richard.
Yeah, Irish Spring was terrible. Rob Dyrdek is in my opinion. And then I think the only thing I can add is I absolutely hate AT&T. Spent 3 hours there today, and that was the most infuriating process of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you had to wear your mask the whole time.
Yeah, and they didn't even offer me a chair. Just standing there like an asshole the entire time.
Can I have a bottle of water or something?
No, dude. Manager's looking at me like, you're good. Don't worry about it. And just standing there all day. So now this is the 3rd one. The next guy coming on the podcast, guy or girl, say something you hate.
Yeah, we'll figure it out. The problem is Matthew doesn't hate Rob Dyrdek.
Oh, he's just messing?
He created a Rob Dyrdek character in Tony Hawk Pro Skater 1 and 2. And he's so bad at that game that he just gets mad at Rob Dyrdek.
But he made him.
Yeah, because that was the only skater he could think of that wasn't in the game. But there's tons, but that was the one guy he could think of. And when he made him, it looked nothing like Rob Dyrdek. He's like, that's the closest I could get. And I said, why isn't he wearing a hat? What? I said, Rob Dyrdek always has a hat on.
Yeah.
Always.
Yeah.
And a sweater. He's always wearing a hat and a sweater. Your guy is wearing a Dago and he's got like slick back hair. He's like, you know what? You're probably right.
So he looked more like, I don't know, what would you say, Chris Pontius?
Like Ryan Sheckler or something.
My skating phase was so short-lived because there was kids in the neighborhood that were actually good. Did you have one?
My skating phase was being the fattest boy in town and nobody letting me go on their skateboard because they were afraid I was going to break it.
Sorry, dude. I'm trying not to laugh.
You
right
can
now.
laugh, man.
It's funny
can
and
laugh.
sad, and like I remember it.
They were like,
but,
you can longboard, and I'm like, where the fuck am I going to get a longboard?
"Oh, we're gonna go skate, Lou. Why don't you just like ride your mountain bike or whatever?
Yeah, you can walk next to me, you fat fuck.
Come on, Lou. Let's just walk over to Summit for the skate park, and you can just sit here."
I hated when they wanted to go to Summit. Ugh.
We spent a lot of nights at El Famous though.
Yeah, that was me and you would you always want to go to El Famous for a burrito,
Yeah,
and then
that was
now
back when I could eat burritos every night and not get fat
now they're like closed.
forever. But don't worry, there's sign says we'll come back soon
Yeah,
or
they're
something.
reopening soon.
Yeah, that's never coming back.
Yeah.
I forget. It was something at the park, but the mayor of Summit was there, and I was excited. I was like, "Hey, is El Famous ever coming back?" And he goes, "God, I hope not." So I don't think it's too promising.
I will do everything in my power to keep that closed.
So all you people in Summit, vote against that guy so we can get El Famous.
Yeah, we need football sized burritos. You got me an El Famous hat for my birthday one year.
Dude. I remember it was your birthday, and I was like, I should get him something, but I completely forgot that we were going to hang out later at your birthday because I was a bad friend.
You're a good friend. Don't say
And then
that.
I was like, El Famous hat, because he'll never wear that.
You gave me an El Famous hat. You gave me a Goldberg plaque
That was
that
just
you
an
got
excuse to
from-
come over to have a bonfire.
that you got from Haunted Trails, I assume.
Yeah, but that was
That probably cost you so many tickets, bro.
Goldberg.
Yeah.
I mean, we were always wrestling fans, but I never gave a shit about Goldberg.
Yeah. Well, I was too young to be a WCW guy.
No, you and your brother are the Hardys, and then
Yeah.
and Rago were what, like the APA, Bradshaw and Farouk.
Which one? I have to ask. Which one were you?
I'm definitely Bradshaw.
You were Brad.
I'm definitely Bradshaw.
Badass Bradshaw.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'd like to pretend that, but I think Rago had the better damn. So
Damn.
damn.
That's hilarious.
A lot of wrestling matches. Also, part of your like dream factory backyard was that trampoline for a long time.
Yeah, we used to have so many wrestling matches, and we never decided who was going to win. So we would just wrestle until one of us would get mad at the other one.
Yeah.
And then,
Then it would turn into like, all right, we're getting a little too
yeah, we
extreme rules here.
we need to stop before somebody actually gets hurt.
A lot of wrestling matches, a lot of wrestling video games.
Yeah, we played a lot of dumb shit too.
Okay. Hours and hours of
So much 2K, so much Rago wanting to play me in 2K, and me not wanting to play 2K. I don't like 2K.
Well, it's because you and I were always shit at basketball.
Oh, the worst. And they just wanted to play. Let's play. Let's play. And Rago, he plays the same way. He grabs a good shooter and he runs into a layup and then runs out to the 3-point line and shoots the three. And you know it's coming, but you can't stop it. Fuck this game. Fuck you. I don't want to play this anymore. He's like, I'm the Timberwolves. I don't have anybody. And then Kevin Love has 58 points, all threes. That doesn't add up, but still. Oh, my goodness. Just
Did you ever play basketball at the park? I don't think.
not even one single second of basketball. I was the fattest, slowest boy, and I was not good at basketball. I was never good at sports. The older I got, the more medium I got at sports.
Yeah.
Now I'd say I'm average at most sports.
You got to progress.
Yeah.
At least, I mean, I played basketball at the park one season, and I remember I had 2 points
Yeah.
because I played like I wasn't in like sixth man. I was like 19th man off the bench, and we only had like 8 guys on the team.
Who was your coach?
I don't even remember. I think it was like that. What was that kid's name? Buddha or I don't Elmore.
Yeah, Buddha sounds right.
Yeah, I think it was like one of his dads or like uncle or I don't know.
One of his dads.
He doesn't have 2 dads or somebody he knew. That sounded really bad. But I got in finally for a game, and I think it was against like a Make-A-Wish team, and I still got nervous shooting, and I like skyhooked a ball from forever away, and it went in
The
for some
Bridgeview
reason.
teams are always terrible.
Yeah,
So you probably played them.
Bridgeview.
Oh,
Bedford's way better. Go Bears.
oh
Go Bears. Go Phillies. Shout out Coach Phil.
they're the Bulldogs now. I just saw Phil the other day. He was asking me about the podcast.
Oh, really?
So he'll be happy to see that you were on.
Yeah, definitely. Coach Phil was every spring and summer was my coach for like my entire life.
Coach Phil will forever be the first guy to slap a boy on their ass to me.
He slapped hard.
Every boy that I know, the first time they got their ass slapped was by Coach Phil.
It's kind of like a rite of passage in the neighborhood.
Good game.
And it wasn't like it was like he was kind of mad at you too. Like, you should have said, "Oh, you should have slid.
You gotta fucking slide.
You gotta slide.
You gotta slide."
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I don't have the headphones in. I don't know how loud that was.
It was a little loud.
I apologize.
A little loud. I'm rocking them like right above my ears, but yeah, I think it gets the point across.
Yeah. He said that, and I said, "Phil, I can't even get on base." And he goes, "I'm not talking to you."
Yeah, there's a lot of memories, and this is pretty like real close to home. A lot of the topics we're talking about, but I think it's gonna like resonate with some people because you got a lot of people here like excited about the podcast in the neighborhood.
I've had people telling me that with the show that we've done, with the shows we've done so far, they're like, "Oh, it was cool. I don't really know anything about basketball because the first one I talked about, Richard, was basketball." And I'm like, "Well, not all of them are going to be sports." And then Matthew was on. We talked about football. And it's like, "Well, I don't know anything about football." So I do still plan on talking to you a little bit sports stuff, but I wanted to get some like real life shit out there so people can listen and be like, "Yeah, this is fun. This is nice."
Absolutely. Like,
Excuse me.
like all the park programs we shared growing up and stuff like that.
Yeah, we were always, I feel like when we were little, you, for some reason in my mind, you, Jimmy Kurzawa, and Vinny Danilo,
Yeah.
that was your crew.
Yeah.
And I kind of was there sometimes. I was your friend, but I wasn't like part of the crew. You know what I'm saying?
I can see what you're saying. Yeah. That's how I felt a lot of when those guys moved. I was like a man without a country, and people had their own crews, and I was like, hey, bouncing around, like, hey guys,
My crew was
here to hang out.
Yeah, my crew was Jordan.
And Brett.
Well, I haven't had Brett on yet, but I'm sure we'll talk about it. When Brett, I'd never liked Brett. Brett was friends with people that I did not like. I'm not gonna call
people
anybody
that were
out.
like a little older than you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was not a fan of these people, and Brett was friends with Jordan, and Jordan said, "Well, I want to come over and hang out, but Brett's over. Can he come?" And I was like, and I don't say no,
Yeah.
or I do, and it doesn't matter. And so I was like, "Yeah, come on over." And Brett came over, and he was like, "You have a pool? I want to go in the pool." And everybody loves the pool, and so we hung out a few times, and then we just gradually became friends. We were the Blues Brothers for summer days, summer camp thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all those very cringeworthy looking back on those performances. Oh my god,
Yeah.
it keeps me up nights sometimes thinking about that stuff.
Yeah, I don't even remember any of them. I have no rhythm. I remember that we were doing like Born in the USA, and everybody's swaying in rhythm, and there's Louis, not even close. And they're like, what is this kid doing?" And I said, "Well, sorry."
Well, it was always like the most complicated stuff, like Blue Man Group, where you like gotta like drum, and like you can't fake drumming. You actually gotta like hit these
Yeah.
buckets and stuff.
Were you in the Blue Man Group?
Probably. I don't really remember. I try to like shut all that stuff out of my memory as hard as
No,
possible.
man,
Like
that's-
repressed
that's
memories.
Good shit.
No way. I
was the Blues Brothers with Brett. He was Jake, the short fat one, because I was
you were taller than him.
I was taller, so I had to be Elwood, but I definitely was fatter than him. And then we spun the girls, and I remember all the girls were in the thing. Excuse me, I don't need that from you. And that was a fun thing, and that's what really made me and Brett friends, was practicing to be the freaking Blues Brothers. And then from there on, we were like close as can be. Like, people thought we were gay.
No, I don't think
no,
anyone thought
they
you were
did.
gay.
They did.
Definitely weren't like two dads.
No. But it was that's how me and Brett became friends.
Yeah, and it was cool. Like you said, like, it was me and those two guys, like Jimmy and Vinny. It's crazy. Like, I've just deleted all my social media basically, but like watching them, like Jimmy's a photographer for these like really artistic stuff downtown. He's got like a little mustache. See him grow up, And then I believe Vinny's like somewhere in the medical field and still like he had like abs when we were in like second grade, which was depressing. Like I think he still got them. So it's crazy to see like three people grow up and watch their lives happen from like afar,
Yeah.
which is kind of cool but kind of weird to see.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's why I'm happy like we're still hanging out and stuff.
Have you ever reached out to them?
I think I talked to Jimmy a little bit, like when we were growing up, like every like 3 or 4, all three of us. But it was like, hey man, none of
Yeah,
us have anything in common anymore.
kind of that
Because we
real.
just used to hang out because our dads used to like hang out in the backyard and
Yeah.
shoot fireworks off and
Yeah,
stuff.
play horseshoes and shit.
Yeah, those horseshoe tournaments were
Yeah, I've been to a few of them.
those were an issue for a while.
My dad can throw a horseshoe.
That was definitely one thing that dad could throw a horseshoe.
Yeah.
That and those like late night poker games.
Poker, yeah. My dad still talks about, yeah, we used to play poker, and Mike Rago would order the pizza with the Italian beef and giardiniera, and
Yeah, and Mike Rago's dad, Anthony's grandpa, was a player too from everything.
was he? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, because like the pit was like next door, so everybody like just our block was a alcohol induced like nightmare for like one weekend of summer growing up.
Yeah, the cul-de-sac all meeting up in the backyard.
Exactly. Those were some crazy days. I remember like some stories growing up. I'm definitely not gonna repeat them because like there's people's parents.
Yeah,
that
no,
listen to
I
this.
feel you.
But those were it was fun growing up around that. Definitely like I think it like opened your eyes like, oh, okay. This then Mayberry, you know?
Yeah, I feel you. Yeah, that was all of our dads would sit there and shoot horseshoes, and we'd all be in the pool or playing tag or
Mm-hmm.
just oblivious to what the hell was really going on there.
Exactly. But it was cool because we
That's
had
what being
like
a kid is.
we had like a little border growing up, which was like really a nice way to like we had a lot of freedom because everybody knew each other. So everyone in the neighborhood was like, oh yeah, they were up into that last night. They were hanging out over here. So you never really had to worry about it because it felt like you had like a million parents growing up.
Yeah, yeah, and for a while we didn't need phones. We all just kind of met up at the same place every day at the same time.
Like there's that meme going around. It was like 90s kids know when people are hanging out because there's just a bunch of like bikes in someone's front yard.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, everyone's over there.
Yeah, and then you get the one guy that's like, "Hey, can I hang out?" And everyone's like, "I guess."
I feel like that was me like a lot of the time because I was like a little. I was I was afraid of my own shadow growing up. So
Yeah, well,
you definitely grow up.
I've always been friendly. I always got along with pretty much everybody.
You were the glue like between everybody. You brought friend groups together.
Yeah, the Lou.
the Lou glue. Oh, yeah, that's kind of great.
That's actually the name of the podcast is Losers because my name is Lou,
Brilliant.
but because I always have friends from different groups, and like when me and my friends are together, it's just a bunch of different stuff. It's not one cohesive thing, and I feel like it's like the outcasts almost. But I don't want to say losers as it's a bad thing, but it's like we were a bunch of people that were in different groups, but we all got along with each other.
Mm-hmm. Like a bunch of misfits or like the Island of Broken Toys kind of thing where everyone just kind of rolls together.
Like you and Eddie would never hang out together.
No, but we spent a lot of time together.
But you would hang out in the backyard at my house with other people.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Playing basketball with some of those guys.
Yeah. Bunch of people that you would never hang out with just by yourself. But
exactly. There was so many different like personality types and I had to think about it. There was like especially the way like everybody grows up, it's just there's so many offshoots of off you. Like you're like the origin, like starting point.
Yeah, I tried.
And it's cool that you're bringing them back together and that you can hear these people's stories and stuff. Like I didn't know. I haven't talked to Richard. I mean, I'd see him every once in a while out in the world, but like now that I'm like seeing you, I've heard his podcast. I hung out with. We watched the UFC fights together.
Yeah,
it's definitely very cool. It's a cool concept.
I had something I was going to say, and I certainly lost it. My bad.
That's all good.
You said it was cool, Richard. Offshoots of me. Oh,
There we
I
go.
remember what it was.
We're
Sorry guys.
going back to the point. There we go.
The last time we hung out, not the last time, the time before that, we went to Salerno's,
Yeah.
and I'm really like, I don't want to say emotional, but I like hold on to things. And we were sitting there eating pizza or whatever, and you said something that you probably, excuse me, that you probably don't even remember saying. We were sitting there eating, and Rego said, "I don't know how you let us do half the stuff that we did. I really don't know how we got away with treating you with treating you guys like that all the time." And you looked at Rego and you said, "Because Louis is honestly the nicest person that either of us have ever met, and he just rolled with us, and that's just how it was." And that really,
I still feel that way.
I was gonna text you the next day and be like, "Do you really think I'm the nicest person?"
I love you.
But that's like a really weird thing to text somebody when you're at work. So I didn't say anything, but I was just like,
There's very like I'm definitely gonna go back and say I forgot one of my best friends. It was my best man in the wedding. His name was Mike Hartung. Genuinely top 5 nicest people I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
Like the guy is just the nicest, best friend you could ever hope for. But you're in that category. I think there's a few people you meet in your life that you always regard in such a high like esteem. My 3 are Mikey, my best man, you, and my grandfather, because he's like the sweetest man that's ever been on the planet, in my opinion. And besides that, I really don't know anybody else. Like, there's 3 people I've met in my life, and those are the 3. And you're definitely one of them. And it's because you've always been incredibly selfless and just like
"Well, I
a
appreciate
good
it."
dude. And I'm happy to see you doing really well. Like, you got a beautiful home, a lovely family. You seem real happy. It's really cool.
I appreciate it, man.
No problem, man. We got just really fucking sappy there.
Yeah, anything could happen. Well, I got you here. I just found out, not just found out, but we're both really big into the UFC. So anybody who's been listening for just childhood stuff, this is where we start talking about UFC.
Exactly. Where I pretend to know everything I think I know.
Yeah, I don't know much of anything either, but
Gordon Murphy is the best pound for pound fighter on the
get
planet.
out of town.
Love that woman.
Yeah, I know. You hated her at first. You called her a lot lizard, and now you love her.
Toughest lot lizard around.
Um,
Well, now that I saw her husband on Instagram, I'm not. She's a lovely woman. I would never call her a lot lizard. That's a flat out lie.
Uriah Hall just fought Anderson Silva and won.
Yeah, it was depressing.
I told you Uriah Hall was ranked 10. I said that I think a good matchup for him would be a rematch with Gastelum. He won. Gastelum beat him in the Ultimate Fighter finale or whatever. So I think it would be cool to see him try and get his win back.
Now, I haven't watched a Gastelum fight in forever, so I'm going off like post like things I've seen. Just watching that Uriah Hall Silva fight, I don't know if that was part of his like game plan, how he fought Silva, or just Silva being old. It was kind of like he put in kind of minimal effort and still seemed to like pull it out decisively.
Yeah.
Which was like, how's that going to translate to the next fight?
Yeah, I feel you. I just feel like it's either like Uriah Hall would have to fight someone lower than him, or like Kelvin Gastelum is slightly above him, or then you got like Derek Brunson, who I feel like is almost the gatekeeper at middleweight. Like if you beat Derek Brunson, then you're
it's like stepping up from like the minor leagues to the pros.
Yeah. And then there's Darren Till is getting ready to fight.
And you're a big Darren Till guy.
I think he's hilarious. I love his dumb voice. He's getting ready to fight. Crap. I can't remember his name. He's getting ready to fight somebody for like almost contendership. Whitaker was supposed to be fighting Adesanya, but did you see Adesanya's moving up to light heavyweight?
I did not see that.
He's moving up light heavyweight to fight Blachowicz for the title. So basically, Adesanya's got a plan in motion here. He's going to move up, fight Blachowicz. He plans on winning.
Obviously.
I don't think anybody's going to bet against him. And then he wants to fight Jones for his light heavyweight championship.
That's going to be a very big pay-per-view.
Yeah.
I hope they stack that a little better than this last Khabib pay-per-view, because we watched that. Like, the most fun we had rooting for was Lauren Murphy.
Yeah. Well,
God bless
I
her.
was pretty excited for Whitaker. But with Adesanya moving up, Whitaker, I saw they're trying to get him with Paulo Costa. And I feel like if Whitaker beats Costa, then he's beaten everybody except Adesanya.
But he's not going to beat Adesanya.
Like,
you know that's not going to happen, right?
well, it's possible.
Like, always the bridesmaid kind of thing.
I don't know. Like, at that point, you beat Cannonier, who's like.
I mean, he looked good in that last pay-per-view, but
number 2, I think.
Cannonier.
I think Whitaker was number 1, Cannonier was 2, or 2 and 3, something like that.
I thought he was a little lower down than that. I remember seeing the ticker over at Salerno's. We were just over there at the other night.
Yeah,
Salerno's.
Maybe he dropped after the loss, but
Yeah.
when they fought, they were 1 and 2, 2 and 3. So like he beat him. He beat Yoel Romero twice. He beat if he beats Costa, that's like the best guys. He beat Darren Till already.
True.
Like, what do you do with that? He'd have to drop to 170 or move up to 205.
He's going to have to move. He's not going to beat Adesanya, and he's not going to be the champ. And then there's just kind of just like another dude.
Yeah, and that's
Not that like if you win the belt, that's like, all right, then you're a good fight. Like, obviously the dude's a monster, but it's just like I feel like for a casual fan like myself, not a guy that watches MMA like religiously.
yeah.
If you're not the champ, I kind of don't care. And it's really bad to say. Like, I like the characters. Like you've known, I've always been a big McGregor guy, even though he's an asshole.
Yeah. Trash.
Well, that's just because we share the same first name, and then that was kind of rude. I mean, he's an asshole. I don't know if he's trash.
No, I'm just teasing.
No. But we were both sitting here talking, like, after Khabib won and he retired and he asked for, like, the pound for pound, do you think they gave him it?
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's the right move?
Yeah, I think
There's, like, definitely over Jones.
as pound for pound goes, that just means if everybody weighed the same, who would be the best?
Yeah.
And I feel like if Khabib Nurmagomedov was 205 pounds, he would maul any human being like a bear.
Congrats on saying that so professionally. That was well done.
He's horrifying. He doesn't stop coming forward.
No.
He took Justin Gaethje down off of a leg kick. Justin Gaethje kicked the crap out of his leg. He turned sideways and then took him down immediately. How do you plan for that?
You don't. I mean, it's the same. I feel like it's the same fight every Khabib fight.
But
He feels him out.
He's getting better. And
He feels him out, and then all the fans of like, oh yeah, Gaethje or like McGregor, they're all like, yeah, we got through a round, let's go. And then the second round, he just takes him to the ground, just beats the hell out of him.
I feel like I read it on Instagram or something. He beat McGregor in 4.
Yeah,
He beat Poirier in 3.
yeah.
He beat Gaethje in 2. I think he's 32 years old, and he's
Well-
in the prime of his life. He is, bar none, the best fighter in the UFC. Bar none.
But where does that put L.I. Quinta?
L.A. Quinta is selling houses in New York.
Exactly,
out
and
of
he
town.
came off the couch and went 5 rounds with that dude.
Well, yeah. But
That's-
Khabib wasn't training for L.A.
L.I. Quinta for president 2024. Let's get it.
We're not talking about the president today.
I'm not talking about it.
Good. Because
God bless Nevada.
can we not? Can we strike that from the record? I know. I'm not striking anything from the record.
Strike it.
What happens at 55? If Khabib actually retires, what happens there?
Question. I'm not sure. Like, who?
Right now,
What's the fight then?
Right now, the fight is
Is it Gaethje?
McGregor and Poirier are fighting in January.
But Gaethje's going to come up and get it.
I don't know that's. I know it's not for a belt. So,
I love McGregor, but he needs to go home.
you got
Like, he needs to
5
stop punching old Irish guys in bars and focus on his whiskey company. That's just basically shitty Jameson. And just
Burn.
chill on his $500 billion and just hang out with his wife and 2 kids on a yacht because I follow him on Instagram.
Yeah, so do I. I feel like at 55, you got like 5 guys. There's Gaethje
Shout out Five Guys. Great fries.
and burgers. Gaethje, Tony, Poirier, McGregor, and then they just brought in that Michael Chandler. And
A lot of those guys have been around for like a while.
Yeah.
Like they've talked about Tony Conor for, I don't know, 7, 8 years.
fuck you, McNuggets, you piece of shit. I'll kick your fucking ass.
Yeah.
But I feel like the fight to make would be either Chandler, just throw Chandler in a title fight, Chandler versus Gaethje,
I'd be cool seeing that.
or the winner of Conor and
But yeah,
Poirier getting Gaethje, and then
then
Michael
Gaethje's going to win.
Chandler would have to fight like Dan Hooker or something like somebody lower, but who knows?
Well, Poirier McGregor, who do you have?
Poirier, absolutely.
I don't know, I'm going to say McGregor, but
No.
that's because I'm a homer.
McGregor won the first time, but that was when McGregor was training hard and like doing so well, and he looked unbeatable.
And like before he lost his mind,
Yeah,
like he had like a Kanye breakdown for a while there.
Yeah.
He just lost it.
he's insane. So
He fucked up Rose's eye, and she's like a sweetheart.
yeah, Thug Rose. Shout out Thug Rose. Yeah, give me Poirier in that fight. Poirier has come so far since that first time that they fought. I can't bet against him.
But Gaethje's going to roll all over him.
Well, Poirier already has a win over Gaethje. Knocked him out.
I don't know. I mean, you're right. I can't say I don't know to be like, yeah, he did get knocked out.
But it's a different Gaethje. That was firefight Gaethje who just goes
Exactly.
in there swinging, and he got the wrong end there.
Exactly. I mean, it's definitely going to be fun to watch. Like the indecisiveness of like what's going to happen. I feel like there's definitely like a transitional moment right now between a lot of like new guys and like people that have been around for a while.
Yeah. It's gonna be I think it's gonna be a good year for 55. It's one of the strongest divisions that there is.
We talk about that bad motherfucker belt being like a complete flop.
I'm not a Masvidal guy.
I'm not a Masvidal guy either.
I-
And The Rock bringing it out was like the completely wrong guy. It was just,
Well,
it
you don't like
could have
The
been so
Rock.
cool.
You're not a Rock guy.
Never have been. I'm a Stone Cold guy.
I'm a huge Rock guy. I love The Rock.
I'm a Texas rattlesnake kind of.
Yeah.
2 knee braces and jorts. Let's get it.
What? but no,
One beer,
yeah.
1 tequila.
Yeah, no, I'm
That actually didn't sound bad in my
there you go. You know?
Yeah, I gotta.
I'm not a. I like The Rock. The BMF thing was cool. Nate Diaz was not going to beat Masvidal,
No.
but I don't think Masvidal is as good as everybody else thinks he is.
UFC 4 definitely thinks he is.
Well, yeah,
But he fought in backyards, dude. It's like guy around.
yeah. Hannah asked me what I wanted for Christmas, and I told her EA UFC 4 for the PS4. She said that was a lot of numbers and letters. And I said, yeah, sorry. So she had to write it down.
That'd be a good gift, though.
Yeah, we'll see. She should probably get it for me.
There you go. And then it'll be a turn into another summer of just us playing video games.
Yeah, till you fucking leave me.
Hey,
I'm just teasing, bro.
bigger and brighter down in Texas.
What was I gonna say? Oh, I'm gonna transition out of the UFC with this awesome transition here. You were talking about McGregor losing his mind.
Yes.
Zach Brown
Also lost his
lost
mind.
his damn mind. I have
Sir Roosevelt, garbage.
been made a fool. I used to say I would listen to Zach Brown fart into a microphone. I love
You held them to such high regard, like the way people hide like the Beatles or like the Rolling Stones. You thought like they were equal playing field for a while.
He didn't have a bad song at all. And then he released the album. It was called The Owl.
Yeah, that was trash.
And I was listening to it and I was so excited for it. Like, I was like, oh, I was telling people, Zach Brown, new album, blah, blah, blah. And I was listening to it. And the first one was that Someone You Used to Know. And it was.
By the way, did you ever? Well done. Did you ever see that music video?
Someone I used to know.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell you what
Like the
happened.
weird like sex scene it started off with.
Oh
Did you?
God, no, I didn't. I don't even remember.
I think they pulled it like pretty early, but it was like a guy going away to war
Yeah.
or whatever. He's like an army dude, and he was like girlfriend or whatever against the wall, and she had like a weird like gap teeth. It was like a weird, definitely a weird way to start that song, which was definitely his worst album and his worst music video. It was just a dumpster fire.
So that song, yeah, this is a good song.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No, hold on. I was in denial. The song, sure, it was not his best song, but I held on to hope. And then there was Warrior, was the name of a song, and that song was also very electronic. And I was like, okay, we're gonna be okay. This song is not the worst song. And then I got to the song OMW. Have you ever heard that one?
No, I don't think I have.
Basically, I'm going to sing for you guys. Basically, he says, when I hear that OMW, OMW, you know that I'm on my way, yeah. Know that I'm on my way, yeah.
Now, I've never heard it, but that does sound like
It was
like a Penske rental truck commercial or like a Hertz kind of thing.
Yeah, no. It's like basically him texting some girl that he's gonna come fuck her.
You sure that like wasn't he did that to be like a enterprise rental car?
No,
like,
I'm
all right, I'll
I'm-
get a check for the next 30
I'm
years kind of
positive.
thing.
It was terrible. And the worst of the worst, if you haven't heard it, I'm gonna make you listen to it after we're done. Have you heard his single album by himself? Just Zach Brown?
I stopped listening after that Owl, man. That was like he came out with that Sir Roosevelt band and then he did like his solo stuff. It's all been trash.
Zach Brown has a solo album called The Controversy. It's not country, and Zach Brown's been known to not be country. He has like reggaeton and he mixes up stuff.
Yeah.
It is a pop, very heavy pop vibe to it. And the lead song is called Swayze. Have you ever heard it?
Thank God, no.
For those of you who haven't heard it, it's called Swayze. I know all the words to it because I hate it so much that I had to learn it so I can tell people about this song. He says, I can't be your Tom Cruise bitch. I'm Patrick Swayze. Every time I get
message.
a new bitch, I need a new bitch. Oh, I'm just saying, I'm so Swayze. I'm about to ghost on you. I'm Patrick Swayze.
Damn, dude, that's a good reference.
No,
Dude,
I
holding some clay together?
was so embarrassed. Why? Why are you doing this to me, man?
Because Swayze's way better than Tom Cruise. Everybody knows
So now I would listen to Luke Combs fart into a microphone.
that. Oh, he's the new Zach Brown?
I love Luke Combs.
Until he ends up like I hope not, because like he seems like a really good dude, but like I feel like I believe Zach Brown band like went through like a real messy divorce and everything like that. It was kind of like the genesis of all the shit music he did.
From what I heard, his wife divorced him, and he started. I don't want to say anything that I don't know for sure, but
Yeah, you might listen.
yeah, no fucking way. That would be awesome. But I heard he developed a drug problem, and his music just got so bad. And he has another song out now that's a little poppy, but it's more of a country song, and I do enjoy it. It's much better.
Now, which one's this? Because it might have been on the highway, like the Sirius country station.
God, maybe I'd have to look it up. It's like about his daughter getting married.
Oh yeah, like the he actually, you know what?
The
He did
only
have that
man that'll love you, or some shit like that.
he did have that good song like My Old Man. That was a good one
The
too.
man who loves you the most.
That was good. All right, actually, maybe he's turning a corner because like there's that one. There's My Old Man. That was like a really kind of like
Yeah,
like a touching kind of
like I have so much Zach Brown, and I still listen to him all the time.
like those first albums. Like we were talking about earlier, those summers where we hung out together. That was on constant replay the entire time. 'Cause we were both big fans.
We used to put the albums in the radio in the garage, open
Yeah.
up the windows, and the pool never had a ladder. So we would just build like a ramp to run up and dive into the pool. And I just remember.
Yeah. That was like
That was the jumping into
jump
the
right
pool
in,
song. Yeah,
jump right in.
yeah.
That was a great song, and that like it was perfect timing. That was a lot of fun, and he definitely did like kind of lose it there. But now you mentioned, I got to go back and listen to some of that stuff because that was.
Oh man! After we're done, you're listening to Swayze, and you're gonna hate it.
I'm not gonna listen. I
I'm.
mean,
You're,
all right, I guess I'll
you're
listen
gonna
to
be here, and you're gonna listen to it. It's
it.
awful.
And I'm gonna listen to it on the drive home. The all 3 minutes because we live like a couple blocks away from each other.
Yeah, I didn't realize you lived so close.
Yeah, dude.
Did you move straight from your mom's to that place?
No, so basically, I was like at my folks' place, still in the gardens, and then I went out by Haley's parents' place for like a month or two, and then because I was like starting a job out there, but then I ended up coming back, and then Haley moved in with my folks. That was like this is getting real kind of thing. And then we got a place in Oak Lawn on Pulaski, and then we moved out to this townhouse in Justice, which is like a really solid in between place, but like we've alluded to earlier, shooting for Texas, just like Jordan.
Yeah, but you're going for Austin, right?
Yeah, I feel like it's very like similar to Chicago, where it's like, hey, we're Texas, fuck you, we're Texas, which is like kind of like the Chicago vibe, but it's still like very progressive, kind of like blue area.
Hey, Patrick, what am I? Stupid. No, I'm Texas. What's the difference?
Yeah, that's kind of rude, man. That's like my dream.
I'm just teasing.
I know, dude. I'm fucking around.
Um,
No, that's the goal. I mean, but we'll definitely be back in the neighborhood. I see my folks. The only reason I come back to like the Gardens or Bridgeview or Bedford is to hang out with you or see my folks.
yeah, but I heard your folks are trying to move too.
Yeah, yeah. Hopefully, I don't know. We'll see what happens.
So if they leave, then I'm never gonna see you again.
Oh, we gotta come back, check out the ball fields, make sure they're in shape.
Yeah,
and-
you're full of shit.
Nah, I want to be back on this. Once you hit like episode 800 and you're sponsored, you're the neighborhood Joe Rogan.
Oh, you're gonna be on this again.
You're gonna start
one
doing
day,
DMT and like
No.
get sleeve tattoos and start sitting in a sauna,
One
eating
day,
elk
one
meat
day I'm
and
gonna learn.
jalapenos.
One day I'm gonna learn how to get more than two microphones. I'm gonna learn how to do a podcast via Zoom or Skype or whatever.
Yeah,
And I have plans. I want to hang a TV up there so we could like dick around or whatever. And I want to like eventually maybe get like a camera, almost Joe Rogan style, where it just focuses on us. So
can you have like your brother-in-law be Jamie?
no, I can't get my
Matt,
brother-in-law to do anything. Yeah, Matt.
Matt, look it up.
Yeah.
Look it up, Matt. Hey, you want to pull up that one article about the science stuff? Just go all into it.
Yeah, and then
Full
and then
Rogan.
Matt would be like, actually, and I'd be like, give him the death stare like Rogan gives Jamie.
Yeah, he definitely backs down pretty hard. He goes, "Oh yeah, no, I was just like reading something."
Oh man. Well, I loved having you here.
No, it's been a lot of fun. I'm happy to be here.
Before you move on me, we're going to go on a double date.
Absolutely, we got to get that rolling now that everyone's shutting down again.
Yeah,
We definitely do it at one of our places.
we'll figure something out.
Got to get our ladies together so we can have an excuse to hang out.
Yeah, pretty much. My wife doesn't have any friends.
Oh.
N-
Well,
no
Haley's
offense.
going to be obsessed with Henry, so
Well, yeah.
that baby
she's-
fever is some real.
Yeah, I remember when he was real little. She saw him on Halloween, and you told her to get away.
I think I grabbed her by the belt and dragged her out the front door.
You were like, "Nope, not this."
No, we got a couple years before we can start figuring that shit out. Hopefully, no, but she's driving hard. It's a losing battle. So we'll see what
Yeah.
happens.
Good luck, my friend.
Yeah, and then our kids will go trick or treating and shit together. Hedgehog or maybe my kid will be Robin and your kid will be Batman.
Or Batman and Superman. Ooh,
My kid ain't gonna be Superman.
my son can be Superman. I don't care.
No way.
I just don't understand how they're gonna go trick or treating together when you're in Austin and
We'll
I live
come
in.
back.
And I live. You're gonna come back for just for trick or treating?
You better believe it, buddy.
Oh man. Oh well. Once again, thank you for being on.
Of course, man. It was a lot of fun.
I have more people I'm gonna ask, but I do plan on having you back on again.
I appreciate that. I think it would be a lot of fun. We definitely got to get another mic and get Rago on here because we talked a lot of like fake bullshit about him.
Yeah.
So then we can do it to his face, and he can go, dude.
Not
And
even true, bro. Bro. Nah, dude. Nah.
that sounds like he's not here, but that sounds exactly like him.
If you know him, you know I'm right.
And he's not even gonna listen, so whatever.
He'll listen. So I am gonna say once again, check out Lovely Gloss on Facebook, Instagram, and go to, I think it's Lovely Gloss by Myra .bigcartel.com. I
There
think
you
it
go.
was.
Piecing it together.
Yeah. Go there, look at your lip gloss, use the promo code Lousers, LOUSERS, at checkout for 15% off your entire order. Thanks so much.